It's game time, we ain't playing with you. It's game time, it's game time, we ain't playing with you. That's how we ball for y'all.
What up, what up, what up, what up? You are rocking with Do Wop. Good day for joining me for episode 74. I don't know, pull up. Yeah, man. Hope everybody's enjoying their summer. It's been hot, so I'm sure it's hot all over the place. But let's jump into some topics, man. I'm hearing a lot. I'm hearing a lot about this Epstein list. You know how the Epstein list is not even coming out. Donald Trump basically says it's made up by the Democrats. It's funny him saying that because when he was running his campaign, he was so gun ho about exposing the Epstein list. But now it looks like he's just switching on people. I don't. Um, for him to have a campaign and say he's gonna do this and do that, he's always just saying one thing and doing the other. You know, I, I don't. I mean, I think once again Trump puts his foot in his mouth. Because now he's saying it doesn't even exist. Oh man, but I've seen some other reports. They were saying they have the Epstein list in front of them. They said they had, they had the Epstein list. They had the videotapes. It's that higher up power, man. It's the higher up power. Somebody don't want it released. Somebody doesn't want this stuff released. Because it says a lot of celebrities on there. You know, hey, now what Trump saying is Democrats is on there. He's trying to say it's made up. It's all made up. Some don't make sense. Something doesn't make sense to me. And I'm sure the public, the people who voted for him, is just probably disappointed. Like, oh, what's going on, Trump? It's like you're doing a lot of rewinding over here. You're always saying one thing and doing the other, doing the other. So, but now it's just the point where they're gonna have to answer some questions about this Epstein list. 'Cause it's actually gone to the White House. He has to make these statements. He just want to just brush it under the rug, but you know how that goes, man. You put it out there one time in the public, they want to know what's up. They want to know what's going on with the list. They want to know what's on it. They want to know who's on it. You know, so and I told you, I said, Elon, he mentioned briefly, he said, the reason why it didn't come out because mic drop, Trump's supposed to be on it, but this is not looking good. This is definitely not looking good. So we gotta pay attention to see if they, come up with some type of list or release the real list or make believe list. Because it's a serious thing that with the underage kids and all that stuff, or who's been on that island and want to know who's documentary on that island and supposedly in these islands they have multiple cameras. They have cameras everywhere, so they want to see who's on this list and all that stuff. It's the higher ups, man. Man, it's the higher ups. Somebody doesn't want that list to be out. Somebody doesn't want nobody talking about that list. They want to forget about that list. He's like, oh, what list? That was what list? So you'll be paying attention to see if that actually comes out soon or just mention what's going on or who's on the list. They try to say that might be a conspiracy list. That's a conspiracy list now. Ooh, we'll see. A lot of people talking about this viral clip now. I seen, I didn't really want to mention it, but I was like, oh, everybody's talking about it. And so I looked into it a little bit more. When somebody talked about it, I was like, oh, okay. I'm talking about the viral clip about the CEO of Tech was at the Coldplay, got caught on a kissing cam. They say it was actually with his chief, staff. So, um, and but the surprising part is that the HR VP, she was there too. She was at the concert with them. So she obviously knew that he was having an affair. I'm like, yo, maybe he had an agreement with his wife. I don't know. They're saying this, I don't know what why would he be in there on there in the kissing camera, kissing cam when he's out here messing with his staff and everything? Um, yeah, that's not looking too good. That don't look too good. But that's so crazy how they just got it going viral. They got different and they said the video games now and they got video games of people in the kissing camera doing the pose. Man, internet's undefeated. But they saying even might wrote that off for the Coldplay concert. It's going there. It was a work affair because it was the vice VP there. If HR HR VP there. His staff was there. So it's but they did more digging. It was like, oh, she's always with him together. So it's the internet's undefeated, man, undefeated. When they dig, man, they dig.
It's crazy that the astronomer CEO and head of HR were caught having an affair at a Coldplay concert. But what's even crazier is that the employee next to them, who obviously knows what's going on, is also part of HR. The internet worked so quick and identified that this is Alyssa and found her LinkedIn
Got
through
the
this promotion
names.
post that Kristen posted, where she congratulates Alyssa for being promoted to VP of People at Astronomer. Oh, and also, it looks like Alyssa just got promoted last week. This just brings it all together. And I was being nosy and looked at both Kristen and Alyssa's LinkedIn,
Going
and I
on their
noticed that both of
LinkedIn.
them have been working at the same company in the past few years. So they were at Proofpoint, and then Neo4j, and then now
Showing
both
the
at
connection. So I
Astronomer,
wonder what they
both
doing that to
working
the
in
other
HR. What does that say
CEO
about hiring
before.
practices? Seems as if Alyssa is joining Kristen at all these companies. Pretty sus. And
Oh, oh man, oh man. But it's just funny how the internet goes crazy for these things, and now it's just all over the place. They go viral for these type of things. My opinion, you know, you CEO boy, you gotta clean up that quick. They try to get out of there, but they was like, yo, we running to. You can't run. You can't sit back down. Yeah, man, this is it's funny. Doing that in 2025, you better not. You better not. Talking about another person like got caught up, man. We talked about the Shannon Sharp, being accused of with that situation, but he ended up settling 750 million. Yikes, 50 million got him. And it's like you gotta be careful nowadays. They said because from being a creepy old man, you gotta you pay. Either you gonna go to jail or you're gonna pay. But it's like you try to use your power, even if you're in a relationship with that type of thing, and things do get out of hand, and then they just know you're a very high power celebrity, and they're gonna blackmail you and try to extort you from certain money. You kind of just gotta watch what you say, or just know who you're gonna be around to trust. Because now it's definitely using against you. There's so much ways you can have cameras, recordings, videos. It's like you really gotta really put the trust in, or just kind of just establish your relationship in the beginning on how you really want to run your relationship, and if you really trust the person, because that's a it's like the damage is kind of already done, for just being accused of that. You lost money on your endorsements and certain deals you had on the table because of the situation, and it's probably innocent. It's just innocent fun. It's just innocent fun, but fortunately, it's like she got you. But you can recover from that. You got other things. You're an entrepreneur, so you definitely can establish your business elsewhere, and your brand to keep staying strong. It's just crazy. These women is it's crazy out here nowadays. These women you can't trust certain people, especially if you act in a certain way. You try to run it with power, with money, but at the end of the day, they could be trying to like record you on certain things and trying to flip the story around. Because do we believe he did that? No, of course not. I mean, that don't even. Maybe she liked it rough. I don't know, but the fact that the people take it as a different scenario, look at it as a different lens, and it could be bad for business. It could be bad for business, but definitely got you with that one. She got you with one. But I understand, make it go away. It's whatever, whatever. Oh man, women is conniving, boys, conniving. Let's get some new music. What I checked out Travis Scott with Jack Boy 2. It's definitely the new Millennium Project. I like the beat selection that they're picking out. Got some tracks on there. Um, he did actually surprisingly he did address. He gave Pusha T a little bit of a mention. We say I have many Pusha T's. Now my phone's on DMP. So but Travis, isn't it's cool that they kind of just dropped that. Was it champagne and fake cake? The tough track, tough track. Like the beat switch too. The beat switch is like different.
Break squad!
Yeah, block all over on the hooks, on the ad libs. But it's good energy music, Summertime, sometimes vibes, different energy music. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I mean it's. So I was surprised it was a lengthy project. I think it was like 18 tracks. But that's his squad. He's Cactus Jacks. But what else I liked on it? Yeah, Playboy Cardi, cool. But Don Tolliver, he always does his things on these hooks and melodies and flows. Check the Dumbo, like the joint we did with Future. That's hard. Can't stop. It's good vibes. Good vibes on that. Definitely go check that out. Check that project out. Jack Boy 2. Talking about Pusher T. He did drop the album with Let God Sort Them Out. I said I like the Pharrell beat. I was surprised Pharrell did all those beats. And then to learn that he kind of made them previously like they're new. So he cooked up some new beats. Tough. The project itself is it's tough. Right off the bat when they did the birds don't sing that. It's different way to start an album, but confidence in it. A lot of story on that. I can relate to some of that stuff. So says that it's relatable. It's relatable. Talked about So Be It. Believe it or not, I think Malice got you pushed. I think Malice did his thing on his album. He actually um was rapping. I think he's rapping better than you in a little bit. But now, just one I like out of the whole thing. I mean, it's all cool. It's all cool track. Can't really point it out. It's a nice ride out track. Yeah, the FICO was pretty cool with the way how they kind of hooked that. Yeah, it's a nice little street joint. I ain't gonna be biased. I ain't gonna be biased. Who else dropped some new music? Joner Lucas. He dropped some music. New album actually, ADHD 2. Rock with some tracks off that too. That joint was pretty tough. I like the one of them. Love when people put the one of them, type of hooks. I like Hate Me. That was kind of tough too. Then new Sofas with Ty Dolla Sign on that. That was joint stuff too. So and yeah, Big Sean active. Nice, tough project. Nice stuff. Hip hop projects that they dropping. Uh, good selective of music. So music is coming out summertime now. And we drop some good music. See ride out to it, rock to it, and enjoy it, and dance and have fun to it. So some good cool music dropping, and go check out those projects when you get a chance. Yeah, I got back into my Netflix. I got back into my Netflix because of Tyler Perry. Yo, Tyler Perry gets me every time. You're gonna get me every time, especially with the new one that's called Destination Wedding. Yo, he's just always gonna be funny. It's like he has a role and he just plays it well with his different characters he uses it with. But I like the way they put the story together. It's hilarious too, especially when he was trying to get his passport, so because of the destination wedding. He thought they gonna pull up his record because Medea, she always got her record going crazy, and she bust through that glass. I was like, oh shit, yo. But yeah, Tyler Perry definitely makes movies that you go be with your family, watch it, or sniff other, you want to watch it with them. Like it's all fun and games. Watching the Tyler Perry movies. And then they got a little plot at the end of what happened. So definitely check that out on Netflix. The Destination Wedding. Um, talking about Netflix, yo, I seen they said now Netflix actually use AI in one of their like sci-fi uh series. I was like, damn, yo, AI is no joke already. That last year I talked about, taking actors and roles with the AI. Now, Netflix is like, yo, it just helped me with the budget wise. It just was in a budget range to use AI. I might as well just go ahead and use it for that period of time. But I look at it like, damn, if they're using it now, it's just gonna get even crazier. They're gonna keep using it. It's gonna keep being, I hope it, which I don't think it's gonna do, but I hope it opens up the budget to give the actors more money since they don't have to pay so much money on like the cameras and the different scenes. But I think that at the end of the day, is just gonna lower uh the cost for the actors to get paid probably because they're gonna be like, well, why do I need to pay you if I can have AI do it? And that's where it's gonna get a little tricky. That's where it's gonna be a problem. But it's coming. It's coming. It's here. There's nothing that people can do about it. It's gonna save people money in the long run, and it's gonna save these big companies more in the long run. It's gonna make them even more money. It's gonna make them more revenue when it comes to using AI. So people just got to get on board and try to figure out how to use it, or figure how to fit in. Why we go through this phase of AI that's coming. You know, talking about AI, I talked about the Unitree robot. How they said they got the robot in LA, like the first gay robot called Rizbot. They said it's running around LA right now. Yeah, I think they're just going too far. I mean, I don't care about sexuality and all that, but it's just Rizbot. That's crazy. I thought it was funny. I mean, now that they're like, now they're using different like sexuality now to the robots. I talked about the gangbanging robots. Now they got the gay robots. Oh, they're gonna have the lesbian robots. They're gonna have whatever you want robots. It's hey, I talked about it. Different people falling in love. People marrying their robots and robot chats, and so yeah, that's what everything's kind of being heading to, and people playing around with it. But Rizbot, that's crazy. It's just a crazy name to name your robot. But I did see something where they said Gregory Hilton. He's like known for the guy. He's the godfather of AI. He got a Nobel Prize in computer. But it was interesting for his speech. He decided to let people know like what the outcome of all this could actually be, and what he partakes as being in the future. It was kind of a little scary, but it was something that I kind of talked about. But it was just for him to even have the speeches is
There
crazy.
is also
Just to front it.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, dear laureates, ladies and gentlemen. This year, the Nobel Committees in Physics and Chemistry have recognized the dramatic progress being made in a new form of artificial intelligence that uses artificial neural networks to learn how to solve difficult computational problems. This new form of AI excels at modeling human intuition rather than human reasoning, and it will enable us to create highly intelligent and knowledgeable assistants who will increase productivity in almost all industries. If the benefits of the increased productivity can be shared equally, Your Majesty, it will be a wonderful advance for all humanity. Unfortunately, the rapid progress in AI comes with many short-term risks. It has already created divisive echo chambers by offering people content that makes them indignant. It is already being used by authoritarian governments for massive surveillance and by cybercriminals for phishing attacks. In the near future, AI may be used to create terrible new viruses and horrendous lethal weapons that decide by themselves who to kill or maim. All of these short-term risks require urgent and forceful attention from governments and international organizations. It will be there is also a longer-term existential threat that will arise when we create digital beings that are more intelligent than ourselves. We have no idea whether we can stay in control, but we now have evidence that if they are created by companies motivated by short-term profits, our safety will not be the top priority. We urgently need research on how to prevent these new beings from wanting to take control. They are no longer science fiction. Thank you.
It's hard to regulate these things, but it's just interesting that the government do have using AI, probably for cybers, just to spy on everybody and see the control. But yeah, we gotta make sure that we stay in control of this thing, and it doesn't get out of control, because like I talk all the stuff about AI, how it does has the ability to make another AI now. It's making robots itself, and computerizing itself. It's very scary that the capability that it has. And then I always said it's going to be smartest human in the world, so it's going to be smarter than everybody. And then now it's incredible what these apps are doing, is just making things so real that you're not going to recognize what's real and what's fake. Um, and then that's a whole nother another discussion. But we gotta just prepare and keep paying attention while we progress in this thing with AI, and then see where it's gonna go, and then how you can use it to benefit yourself in any way possible, and just trying to stay ahead of it. But yeah, it was just kind of interesting for him to have that whole speech, even getting a getting a the Nobel Peace Prize, and still having that mindset to let people know, like, yeah, I see these things happening already. Um, and it's here. It's not going away. So, yep, that's what I seen when I took a look at that. But yeah. So let's get into some motivation. 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 I need a motivation. All right, so this one says, decide where you want to go and trust the universe to help you get there. Um, gotta decide. We all gotta decide what we want to do, and put the hard work and effort towards it. and hope the universe guides you and gets you where you want to go. I 100% agree when I heard that. So come on, universe, let's get us there. Let's get us there. Let me get to another one. You are staying calm even when things are difficult. Um, yeah, you gotta stay calm. You gotta stay calm even when things are even difficult. So stay calm. And try to overcome the things that are difficult. If that makes sense. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you guys for today, man. I ain't gonna lie for you. But definitely like, subscribe, tune in. I'll still check out my music. Still go download, play it. Still got a bunch of tracks out there. Just look it up, artist doo wop. And then keep liking and subscribing. But definitely check me out for the next one. Because you've been rocking with doo wop. Peace.
I love it. You guys are so great.